$14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
Rock out. Captain Spock.
Run it back, Ma.
Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat. Herbert's the gout. He'll punch you in the throat.
Would all of the VIP super chatters please come to the front stage? You know who you are. Oh, you Kurt, Mark Cleveland, the Silver Brothers, Austin, Double A, Terry Roberts, please report to the front stage. D2W Stu, your presence is required at the front stage. Unburger, I see you. Tony Turley, we see you lurking over there. Nolan Mendoza, Bender. If you want your name mentioned in this song, all you gotta do is drop a $14.99 super chat so Smitty can identify you and drop you in. Get your name in the intro song of every Tuesday, Thursday show.
It's a blue button.
Yo, welcome to the show. My name is Smitty. You are watching the Fantasy Football Show live. And I appreciate everybody being here. We've got news and notes to go over. We got Overcome's Super Chatties already dropped. We've got Nick Chubb news. Nick Chubb is not going to play Week 7, which is, it's both shocking and not that shocking given the injury and given that they want to be careful with him. But there was some thought that they were going to potentially rush him along because Kareem Hunt is out for a minimum of 3 weeks because Kareem Hunt is on IR. It's crazy, man. This is an insane season that we've got going on. We're through 6 weeks now. We've got a bunch of bye weeks. This is like the bye week Armageddon coming up here. End of days with all the guys out. I've got a team, literally every single starter, but I think Chuba Hubbard as my flex. Every single starter is out. Josh Allen, Diggs, Elliott, all the Charger players, Jefferson, Najee Harris. Like every single team I have has like 3 players left for this week, and that's fine. I've designed it that way. We'll talk about bye weeks in a second.
This is the Fantasy Football Show with your host, Smitty.
Top 5 running back. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show. Smitty. Take a lap.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Smitty. You're watching the Fantasy Football Show live Tuesday, Thursday. We're here every single Tuesday and Thursday. In fact, let me show you the live stream schedule, just so everybody knows. 5 to 7 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday. Midnight every Friday. Midnight every Saturday. Those times are Eastern. I'm live those 4 days. It's like it's 2 hours on the 5 to 7 show, obviously. The midnight shows, they're normally about 2 hours. So it's literally 8 hours right there in those 4 shows alone. And of course, I do emergency live streams. When somebody's hurt, I'm jumping on a live. I do live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Thursday nights sometimes. So we're live like 10 to 15 hours a week minimum. And then of course my Sunday morning 1 hour before kickoff, leading into kickoff, I'm live on Instagram at the Fantasy Football Show, which is where you need to go right now to drop your voicemails for the voicemail segment, the final segment of the show. If you go to Instagram, the Fantasy Football Show, and drop a voice message, hold down the microphone, send me a DM, hold down the microphone, ask your question. I will try and play all the DMs that I get, and we'll do that. That's one of the best segments we do. Everybody loves it. Overcome dropping a super chat early. My teams are injured. So many choices on waivers. McKissick over Carter or D'Ernest Johnson. Good old D'Ernest. Good old D'Ernest. Do we go with D'Ernest Johnson or do we go with McKissick? Do we go with Carter? I would probably say McKissick safer. I would probably say Carter's not there yet. And, we monitor him. We put him on the bench if we can. We wait on Carter. The offense isn't quite, mesmerizing. So, even if he gets it, who the hell knows? Thank you, Overcome. No, thank you, pal. McKissick safe. McKissick also has some built-in long-term value. He's going to be doing what he's doing all year long in his role. Even if Gibson were to go down full-time, we don't know what his status really is. But if Gibson goes down and can't play for 4 weeks, let's say, Jarrett Patterson comes in and starts for Gibson, replaces Gibson in Gibson's role. They don't move McKissick over. McKissick has his own role. I mean, this is my guess. Anything could happen. But McKissick's so valuable in his role, he would probably see more volume. He'd probably see more carries. But Jared Patterson would slide into the Gibson role. So McKissick's got that on lock, his role only goes up if Gibson goes down. His role stays the same, which is a pretty valuable role moving forward. Whereas D'Ernest Johnson has maybe a 1 or 2 week window. So the question is, Overcome, do you need this value now and then won't potentially need it later? D'Ernest Johnson is your pick for this week. If you need somebody more long-term, McKissick's probably safer and the better grab. So it depends on your situation. But D'Ernest Johnson could have a good game. I mean, I pick him up. Look what Khalil Herbert did. We also got to keep in mind what other running backs have done when they've come in and not looked good. So it's not a lock, Alex Collins didn't come in and look good his first start, but then Alex Collins had 100 yards and a touchdown in the second start. Khalil Herbert came in and balled out during his first start. It's tough to say what D'Ernest Johnson is going to do. Will it be the other Johnson? Or what's his name? Williams? Let's see here. Hold on. I'm pretty sure D'Ernest Johnson's going to get most of the work, but it really is tough to say. Kareem Hunt is out a minimum of 3 weeks, people. A minimum. He's on IR. That means he misses a minimum of 3 weeks. On the depth chart for the Felton. Felton's the guy. Why am I saying Williams? Felton. Dimitri Felton. Dimitri, would he be the guy? It's possible. There's a lot of people that think Felton's the next man up. I don't know why I was saying Williams. But it looks like it's going to be D'Ernest Johnson. So according to this report, let me pull it up. Let me read to you what I'm seeing on Newswires right now. It's tough to say. I mean, that's the problem with D'Ernest Johnson versus Felton or that situation. Or if you're talking about McKissick versus D'Ernest Johnson or McKissick versus Felton, is you don't really know. But here's what the report says here. Nick Chubb won't play week 7. And then it says the Browns have yet to place Chubb on injured reserve, so we can only assume he's expected back the following week, or the hope is that he could be back. Otherwise, they would put Chubb on IR if they wanted to replace him and get an extra roster spot going for the week and the coming weeks. So the fact that you don't put a player on IR is an indication you don't expect it to be the full 3 weeks. Otherwise, you'd put him on IR. But Christian McCaffrey, they thought that. And then, of course, you don't know. Just because you want something doesn't mean it's going to happen. I want a pizza from Lou Molinati's right now, but I just went live. I can't get a pizza from Lou Molinati's. So we can't all get what we want. Just because I want that doesn't mean it's going to happen. Just because the Browns want Nick Chubb to not be out 3 weeks doesn't mean he's not going to get out there, run, pop the calf, and be like, damn, just blew it. Just blew a tire. We don't always get what we want in life, people. So then it says right here, Nick Chubb, all eyes turn to Dearness Johnson. This is according to NBC Sports, who has Cleveland's only running back carries 3 behind Chubb and Hunt this year. And Felton, who has turned 26 routes into Johnson 7, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so most people are looking to Dearness Johnson, but you don't know. It could be Dearness Johnson getting 8 carries and Felton could get 12. That's just the way it goes. Should I drop Gronk? Go for Goddard. I think you mean go dirt. Go dirt. Go for Goddard. Go for Goddard, pal. I like Goddard. Without Zach Ertz there, he's going to scoop up and grab all that volume. I'm not saying I don't like Gronk, coming back, but I like Goddard more. That could change. I need extreme help. Of course you do, James. Of course you do. Usually James comes in and drops these. It's like he's a bot. He drops these 3 messages in a row. It usually goes like this. Smitty, I need extreme help, please. Smitty, can you please help me? And there's no question. And it's like, man, I would have helped you right there, James. Like, where's your question, pal? Reckless says, traded Gibson. He got rid of Gibson. Reckless, I know you've been just brutalized by the Gibson stuff. Gibson, MT, Sutton, and Carter for Swift and CMC? Bro. You turned your season around in a snap. I mean, here's the thing, man. I'd consider doing that for Swift alone, in a sense. I'd want to get more. I don't know that I would do it, but I would be tempted to do that for Swift alone to get out of the Gibson situation. But I would be like, I don't like that you're giving up the potential of Mike Thomas. Not too worried about Sutton. I feel like you can find other players like Sutton to replace Sutton. Not too worried about Carter yet. The offense doesn't look ready to give him a good amount of volume. Like, even if he's the main guy, it's like could Carter go off? I don't know. But to get Christian McCaffrey and Swift, like, if you can hang on and win a game or so, or even if everybody else has got bad records and your record's bad, bro, that's a great trade. You might have turned it around. You've got a shot, pal. You've got a shot. Zach, Smitty, I need minimal help. Thanks to Sleeper U. I need extreme help. I know it's going to be here's James's question. I haven't even looked at it yet. I know it's going to be some, no offense, James, but some kind of like small kicker question, or do I drop Tyson Williams for Penny? There it is. That's extreme help. Let me tell you about the boy who cried lamb. Okay, little story for you. The Boy Who Cried Lamb, James Devlin, by Smitty. Once upon a time, there was a boy who cried lamb. And he said, "What about CeeDee Lamb, Smitty?" And he said that to Smitty. And Smitty said, "Oh, no. Calm down. It's okay. Lamb will be fine." "But he's not doing what you said he'd do, Smitty." And I said, don't worry. It'll be okay. Okay. He said, what about CeeDee Lamb? Week 1 comes. CeeDee Lamb drops fire, but Amari Cooper drops a tiny bit more fire. And I hear nothing but it's Amari Cooper. Told you, Smitty. He's better than CeeDee Lamb, Smitty. No. I comfort said person. No, it's okay. CeeDee Lamb's going to be fine. Okay? After a certain amount of time, when said person kept saying, what about CeeDee Lamb? I need extreme help. What about CeeDee Lamb? Eventually, Smitty stopped responding because he cried Lamb too many times. Okay? When you say you need extreme help, James Devlin, and you drop a Tyson Williams for a penny question, eventually Smitty's going to stop seeing it. Because this isn't extreme, pal. There are people that are in dire straits right now that have worse dilemmas than this one right here. And I don't know. I'd probably rather have Penny. I guess. But this is crying lamb, pal. This is crying lamb. I have to say. Get lambed. Get lambed. It's extreme to me because I'm 3-3 and I need extreme help. I need extreme help. Oh my god, my eyes are bloodshot. My eyes are red. I'm tired. I'm on like 3 hours sleep. I need extreme help. Bro, there are people that are 1-5, 2-4, pal. 3-3s. You're living in luxury right now. 3-3's like middle class, pal. That ain't extreme. 3-3's getting the full tax credit. You're in the playoff contention, buddy. You're 3-3. Do you have anybody playing in week number 7? Because if you do, you are living in luxury, man. One of my teams. Here's my team. I got it on Instagram. This is one of my buddy league teams. I've got literally everybody on a bye. This is my team. All the buys. Josh Allen, bye. Zeke Elliott, bye. Kareem Hunt, out. Diggs, bye. Lamb, bye. Schultz, bye. Tony Pollard, bye. Chuba Hubbard, check. I got Chuba Hubbard going against everybody else. That's extreme. This is extreme help, buddy. That's extreme. That's extreme. But James, I still appreciate you. Look at Norali's trying to pull the James Devlin with the caps. I think he's slipping in. He's like, I think I'm going to get in with the caps lock. It got my attention. I thought it was James Devlin for a second. I looked at it. I need more help than James. I don't know if I should drop Robbie Anderson for. Yeah, that's a good question that I don't have the answer to. All right, let's get on with it. So check out the new Spotify show at smitty1.com/Spotify and listen and watch that bad boy. It's a video show. Kadarius Toney ankle out at least one game. Nick Chubb, calf, will not play week 7. He's not placed on IR, which means he could maybe just miss the week. That's the thinking. Kareem Hunt wrist is out a minimum of 3 weeks. He is on IR. Dearness Johnson, maybe Felton, but probably Dearness Johnson is likely to be the next man up. Get ready for the Dearness Johnson baby show. Like, I wouldn't say get ready for the show, but get your tickets for the baby breakout performance by this man. Hey, in a week where everyone's on bye, Dearness Johnson could be a top 5 running back in week 7. Pick him up. Devontae Smith still a hold. Yeah, Bender. Depends on your options, of course, but I do like him. James Devlin with a thank you. Hey, James. The thanks is all on this side of the table, pal. Thank you for always helping me. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you in extreme fashion, pal. You're the man. Hurt says, Smitty, I'm actually in dire straits. Should I drop Boyd and Higbee for 2 of these? Dearness Johnson, Mark Ingram, Freeman, Michelle. I'd probably take Johnson and Michelle if I had to pick 2 of those. Freeman's interesting. Mark Ingram is I like Goddard, by the way. So I suppose I would consider it if you had to pick guys up for a buy. I don't like you dropping Higbee, but I do like Goddard a little bit more, but I like both of them, and it makes me upset to even see somebody drop Higbee, but I understand what you're going through right now. Derek, what's up, Derek? Appreciate you being here. Trade A-Rob for Devonta Smith. I'll probably go with A-Rob. I still believe A-Rob can potentially turn it around. Trade away Damian Harris and Godwin for A.J. Brown. Probably. I probably would do that. That's not a bad move. I mean, A.J. Brown got hurt. I'm sorry I didn't see this super chat until right now. I'm going to answer it, Rodney. You still there, Rodney? And then I think Johnny had one. No, I got Johnny's. It was Goddard. The Goddard question. Thank you, Johnny. Rodney traded Ertz for Stafford. Wow. That's good. Now I got Stafford, Henry, Mike Davis, Metcalf, Adams, Sutton, Pitts, Jamal Williams. James. Why do I keep saying James Devlin? That's why. James. A-Rob, Bateman, Mack, Corey, Davis, bench. Yeah, I mean, that's a great trade, bro. Ertz for Stafford. You need a quarterback. You get Stafford in there for Ertz. That's a fantastic move. Attaboy. What's up, people? Wiped. Feet wiped. Hit the thumbs up, says Bender. Big Timer in the house. What's up, Big Timer? Big Timer says, wipe your feet. Hit the like button for your boy Smitty. Thank you, Big Timer. Appreciate you. Big Timer, DM me on Instagram. I need to add you. You're still, I keep forgetting. Are you still in Arizona? I need to add you to the Arizona chat if you are. Smitty, drop Boyd and Higbee. I got that one already. Thank you from Twitchville. All right, I'm going to scroll down. I've got Reckless's question here. Traded Johnny with the super chat. Smitty, I sent out a trade for Ridley. Is that Ridley? Ridley using A.J. Brown. Thoughts? I like A.J. Brown and Ridley about the same, but I might like Ridley a tad more given there's no injury risk right now, and he has had his bye week, so I might lean Ridley in that scenario for sure. That's a very good topic, like trading for Ridley using a guy like A.J. Brown who has a spike in uptick in value, and now you can send him away real quick before he gets hurt again. I'm not saying I don't buy A.J. Brown too. I like A.J. Brown. He looked good, but it's kind of like with Gibson. Remember when Gibson's a big time worry, right? And then he comes back and has a pretty decent game, and I came out and said he's a buy low and a sell high. I mean, we got to adjust and adapt. I know we all invested a ton into Gibson, but we had an open window to get out and get out pretty decently, and a lot of you did. And then now we have an opportunity to buy Gibson, which I still do if it's dirt cheap, but I feel like A.J. Brown's similar. We have an opportunity to use this week to get out if the cost is more acceptable, or if the return is more acceptable, lower risk. I'm not saying I'm not buying A.J. Brown. I'm buying A.J. Brown all over the place, but if I own him, if I drafted him, if I invested high draft capital in him, I'm pretty interested in trading him away if I can get, safer value. And I think that Ridley feels safer. Vinny, think Rashad Penny takes over Seattle backfield? I don't know. It depends. I mean, Alex Collins is not going to relinquish the job unless he's hurt. Let me go ahead and pull up, and let's pull up Barkley real quick and see what Barkley news. Barkley remained sidelined for Thursday's practice. That was a while ago. That report was on the 14th. We haven't had any Barkley updates for a while. Dawson Knox won't miss much time after breaking a bone. That's I think that's the latest news I had this morning. There isn't a lot of updates from after that game. Josh Gordon, McLaurin, yeah, there's nothing. News has been kind of quiet today, other than the Cleveland Brown running back situation. So I don't know how to answer this question yet. I would say that, you know, if Penny starts, he's okay. He's probably more of like a, you know, in a bye week situation like we're in, he's a great pickup and play if you need a running back. But I don't know that he's going to do what Alex Collins did. But you never know. You never know. They could lean on him heavily. Should I trade Mike Williams for Ridley? I would rather have... God, that is a tough one. That is a tough one. What is going on here? We got like such low view count today. I don't know that people are getting alerted that we're live. Let's go on Instagram and tell people we're live. This is weird. This is weird. We've got such a low view count today. We're normally we're normally close to 200 people in here at this time of the live stream, and it feels like no one even knows we're live. Not to mention we're on a schedule. People should know, but all right, let's go live on Instagram, or let's put a story up on Instagram. We're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Click the link right here. We're live for 2 straight hours answering all your start bench questions. You name it. Click the link now. Okay, and then we'll put the link in. And posting it right now. That should bring in some people here. Okay. Should have traded Mike Williams for Ridley. Guys, Mike Williams or Ridley in the chat, drop it. No, Ben, sometimes YouTube like throttle some of the notifications. I don't know why. Like they'll do this for like a week or two and then they'll go back. I don't know. Kevin, thanks for the super chat. Vinny, Johnny. Thank you, Vinny. We got Mike for sure. Mike Williams, Mike Williams, Ridley. Mike Williams, Ridley. So most people are saying Mike Williams, Johnny. I kind of lean that way a little bit, but at the same time you're getting that extra game. But there is some risk that really hasn't, played to form. Whereas Mike Williams has tore it up all year. He's had some good and bad games. I think I'd take Ridley if you feel like you need that extra game and it's going to help you. You're 3-3. Like, depending on what the people look like around you, if there are a lot of teams at 5 wins in your division or whatever, I'm okay with you taking Ridley. But I like Mike Williams, though. If you can weather through the bye week and it doesn't affect you too much and you think you'll still make the playoffs, I don't mind going Williams. He feels a tiny bit safer, but I like Ridley a lot. And if you made this trade, I'd be fine with it because of that extra game. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Brandon, I see your repasted question here. I got you right here, pal. Should I pick up Michael Carter, Dearness Johnson, or Felton? As we talked about at the top, Brandon, I don't know if you saw the beginning of the show. You definitely want to rewatch it where we talk about Hunt and the Browns situation. But I don't think it's going to be Felton. The news is pointing toward Johnson, but we don't truly know. So I would probably say the best pickup here is Dearness Johnson. He feels like the guy that's going to get the most work. Rashad Penny would be interesting if we find out that Alex Collins is for sure out. As of right now, I don't think he's ruled out. Let me pull up Alex Collins real quick. He's a chance to play week 7. A chance to play doesn't sound good, though. So Penny would likely be the guy. I think I'd rather have Dearness Johnson than Penny, though. I think. You got New Orleans for You got New Orleans for Alex Collins, and you got Denver. What do you guys think? Alex Collins or Rashad Penny if you had to make a guess right now? Drop that for Brandon. Alex, yeah, go. Am I into sports betting? Go to smitty1.com, pal, and click on either Prize Picks or Underdog Fantasy and use promo code Smitty, or just use the links that are at smitty1.com. Maybe we got more than 35 people in here. I think my stats aren't updating. Yeah, we got 151 watching. What am I saying? My numbers aren't calculating anymore. We got 151 in here. Why does mine say 35? I was like, what's going on? We have like 150 to like 300 people in these lives every single Tuesday and Thursday. And my stupid counter, what's going on with my system? Constantly my setup is giving me chaos. It's acting like it's saying, Smitty, what do we do with the follower count? It's at 35. It's freaking out on me. Here, I am freaking out when I've got 150 in here. Hit the thumbs up if you're just filing in. It had me worried for a second. Overcome with a super chat. Please, guys, drop your answer below regarding that Penny and Alex Collins question. Or, sorry, Penny and Dearness Johnson question. Who would you rather play? Help a pal out. Will Buddy accept Deontay, Gibby, and J.D. McKissick for Aaron Jones? If Buddy is smart, Buddy probably will not accept that overcome. If Buddy accepts that, take a victory lap, take Aaron Jones to the bank. I like it. I mean, you know what? That's a decent offer. I shouldn't say that he won't accept it. Like that, you're getting Gibson. If Gibson does return to form, which he could, that could work, pal. Like, that could work for him. I'm not saying that's a horrible move for him. And Aaron Jones, what if Aaron Jones gets hurt or something? Like, it could work out. I'd take Aaron Jones in this deal. I would rather have Aaron Jones. I hope you have Dylan. Like I said on my last video, 74% of my following, and this is just a total guess number, just speculation. I think 74% of you own Dylan. So trading for Aaron Jones is an ideal move for all of us out there because we already own Dylan. The Aaron Jones owners worried about Dylan. We're not going to give up Dylan. They're worried about Aaron Jones a little bit. You could probably trade for Aaron Jones cheaper than most people because you have that counterpart, A.J. Dillon. So if you have A.J. Dillon, I really like this trade for you, and it's not that crazy. He could accept it. I mean, people are doubting Dillon kind of a lot. Need low help, please. Not extreme, just low. Okay, we'll await your question. You always set us up nicely. You let us know what you're dealing with. Here comes James Devlin. I'm going to be posting a question soon. It's extreme or not extreme. Incoming. It's like he's sending a fax. It's like the fax machine coming. The first page. James Devlin. This is an extreme. Extreme help. Question incoming. Please wait. Question should be arriving soon. Just hold up. We'll be on the lookout, James. Huge trade alert. Help me, King. I'd give up Damian Harris and Scary Terry, and I'll be getting Jamar Chase, Miles Sanders, and Eli Mitchell. Scary Terry, you could argue both sides of that. I mean, Scary Terry, I like Jamar Chase a lot. He's top 5 potential, but he's also a rookie. He also could be up and down. He could hit a rookie wall. Running backs normally hit rookie walls more than wide receivers, but it could happen. Scary Terry could be a top 10 wide receiver or a top 5 or 6 wide receiver. Like, he's that good. Eli Mitchell and Miles Sanders, those guys could be something special or they could be nothing. Damian Harris could get a crazy amount of run down the stretch and be a top 12 running back go forward, or he could be bench and Stevenson can come in and be the guy. A lot of variables here. A lot of unknowns, a lot of things I don't know, and I can't even answer. I would say give me the Jamar Chase side. Oh, I don't know. Chat, what do you think? I know I'm going to the chat a lot today, but these are a lot of good questions. I mean, Damian Harris is no slouch. He could get touchdowns. He could get leaned on heavily. One Ramondre Stevenson fumble. I like Ramondre Stevenson from the point of grabbing him off of waivers and playing him. And he was my start of the week on Instagram when A.J. Brown news popped up that he was potentially questionable. People were freaking out about not having options available. Let's say A.J. Brown news got worse and he didn't play on Monday night. People would be screwed because they didn't make a decision on Friday. So my emergency A.J. Brown defense move, playing offense, not letting that take you out, was, hey, go get Ramondre Stevenson, start him this week in place of A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown did pretty good, and he ended up playing, but we had to, kind of predict if he was or was not going to play. Being added to the injury report as questionable with an illness was a little bit concerning. So we threw, a lot of us threw Ramondre Stevenson in our lineups for that, and Stevenson did good. Stevenson looked really, really good. He missed a couple blocks. You wonder if that'll put him in the doghouse. He's been in the doghouse before due to a fumble. He looked fantastic in the preseason. I do predict that Stevenson starts multiple games in 2021, and if he does, he'll be an absolute beast like he was in the preseason. But he could fumble the ball and be in the doghouse and out of the lineup. So I do like the idea of Damian Harris at a very low cost, and you're talking about arguably a very even wide receiver swap potentially, but I kind of like Chase more. I'm curious to know what the chat thinks. Chase side, Chase period. Chase over McLaurin period. There you go. There you go. And the fact that even though I do like Damian Harris a little bit, I like the idea of Miles Sanders and Eli Mitchell for now. Mitchell will probably get replaced. I like that side a little bit better than Damian Harris for right now. So we're going to go with the Jamar Chase side. Punch the trade. Go get Jamar, pal. And again, Alex Caruso, go to smitty1.com, click on the underdog banner, click on the prize picks banner, and play DFS and pick them over unders, pal. Go do it. Go do it, Caruso. Terry says Chase side. Should I trade DK? Should I trade DK? Depends what you're gonna get, man. If you can get if you can trade into a Hopkins somehow, if you can trade into a Diggs, if you can trade DK into a running back and you need a running back, sure. Am I trading DK low? Am I worried about DK? Not too much. Not enough to trade him because I'm worried. I trade him if the deal's right. Overcome says Chase side. There you go, buddy. There you go. Okay, so we're going to get into fantasy football court early because we always run out of time. And I don't want to run out of time this time. We're going to court, baby.
It's time for fantasy football. Court.
It is time for fantasy football court. I am your judge and jury and executioner. My name is Smitty, and you're watching the Fantasy Football Show live fantasy football court segment. Hit me with your questions. Hit me with them fast and furious style, and I will get to them. We got a super chat to kick things off. Let's go. Super chat reads as follows. Freeman, Johnson, Perrine, Penny. I'm pretty desperate at running back, but a lot of people are. So check out your opponent. They might be worse off. What do you think would be worth fab this week? Also, do you think Gallman gets a chance soon? I don't know about Gallman, bro. Not right now. I'm not looking to him. I'd rather have Dearness Johnson myself, but I think Penny's a decent shot as well. But because we know Dearness Johnson is the guy, we don't know if Penny is. He likely will get run because Collins has a chance to play. So I'm going to go with Dearness Johnson. Pretty easy for me, given we know he's getting in there. 170 in the building. 81 likes. Hit the thumbs up, says Terry. Thank you, Terry. Get down. Hit the thumbs up. Get down. Get lammed. Get CD lammed. Zinski with a super chat. Zinski says, which side is better, Swift, Jamal Williams, or CMC? You know, that's tough because Christian McCaffrey may come back in 2 weeks. DeAndre Swift is playing now. But with bye weeks, oh God, this is tough. When is that Lions bye week? When is that Lions bye week? Let's look it up, because if it's next week, I don't know that it is. But let's think this one out. Let's be crafty with this one. Why am I looking up Swift from Georgia? Looking up his college profile. Let's see. DeAndre Swift's bye, the Lions bye, is week 9. So, that's weird. That's going to be tough because that's when potentially McCaffrey could come back. McCaffrey would then have a bye as well, right? McCaffrey's bye is going to be Christian McCaffrey. His bye is going to be in week 13. Could they hold McCaffrey out through week 13? That's my concern. But he's not. He's likely going to come back. I think I'm probably going to go if you've got at least 3 wins, I may go CMC, or if you got 4 wins, I may go CMC. But if you only have like 2 wins, you can't get McCaffrey. You need Swift in this deal. But that is a really, really tough question and a very, very good one. If the chat feels differently, Swift or CMC, drop it below, please. Help a brother out. Hey, Smitty, I got the Bye-Apocalypse question. I can't drop anyone, so should I just play Javonte Williams over Alex Collins? I'm starting Tim Patrick as well. I would play Javonte in Bye-Apocalypse, sure. But if Alex Collins is starting, he might be a better play. So just, wait. Don't make a set move yet. But Javonte's going to be a good start this week. This is a crazy week. Your Honor, what the heck am I doing with Gibson and Hunt on the same squad? You're going to try and trade one of those guys. I doubt you get a single thing for Hunt right now. Could you trade Hunt and a Cordero Patterson, or Hunt and a Lockett, Hunt and a Deebo Samuel for one slightly better wide receiver? That is probably the only way you can pull off a Hunt trade, is use Hunt as a throw-in, as an accoutrement, as an add-in, as an accessory. You add this man to the equation. Otherwise, you're not getting anything for Kareem Hunt hurt right now. Gibson, on the other hand, you can maybe trade Gibson into a Swift, by adding a tiny bit. You could trade Gibson into Aaron Jones by adding a decent wide receiver, like a Lockett or something. But I would definitely try and get out if I'm you, for sure. Okay, I'm going to scroll down. This guy's addressing the court with too much respect to pass over his question. Your Highness, should I trade Christian McCaffrey, Henderson, Hollywood for DK, Aaron Jones, and Dylan? Should I trade CMC, Henderson, and Hollywood? That's a tough question for DK, Aaron Jones, and Dylan. God, that's a good one. Because Henderson and Hollywood Brown, they're below DK and Aaron Jones, but what if they can hang long enough and then you get a Christian McCaffrey of old back for a couple weeks? I don't know that you're going to get that type of return for CMC. We don't know if he's coming back, but that is a tough one. I'm going to say if you can hold out, if you can skate by, if you think you're going to make the playoffs by doing this CMC move, it's probably the move. No. It's give me the Aaron Jones and DK side. I'm sorry, that's just the better side. It's the better side. I mean, Aaron Jones could arguably be as good as CMC. He could. I'm not saying he will be. Just the possibility's there. So why not take it now? Why not take it and run with it? Judge Smitty, who should I bench out of these? Evans, AJ Brown, Brandon Cooks. I mean, this could this could backfire. Because, I mean, Cooks could deliver at any moment, but I'm going to put Cooks on the bench. I can't sit A.J. Brown and Evans at all. Like, those are studs. I know Cooks has been playing like a stud, but I don't value him in the same tier. No, put Brandon Cooks down. Thank you, Daniel. Honorable Judge Smitty, getting offered Swift, Terry, Ruggs for Cook. For Dalvin Cook? Swift, Terry, Ruggs. I'm taking that. I hope you have Madison, though, Angel. If you don't have Madison, it makes it a risky move, though. It's way more risky if you don't have Madison. But according to my calculations, 51.7% of you own Madison anyway. And 12% of you cut him after Cook came back the first time. And I yelled and screamed at you. This 50% ain't going to cut it, though. I talked Madison up too much to have people not owning this man higher than a 50% total mark. Your Honor, C-Pat or A.J. Brown? A.J. Brown. Easiest question the court has dealt with all day. I like C-Pat, but come on. Should I trade Aaron? No, Aaron. Where did I get Aaron? Should I trade J-Rob for Eckler? Yes. That's the easiest question I've gotten all day. Should I trade J-Rob for Eckler? What do you think? Why would that question come up? Where's our take a lap button?
Take a lap.
Where's our old take a lap button? Because that's the only one I play these days. What about the old school one? Here's sad music. What's this? It's got the metronome in it. Where's the old take a lap?
It didn't record.
Release the dragon. Take a.
I don't know where the old take a lap one is, but J-Rob for Eckler. Like what's going on here? Why would this question come out of your mouth or through your keyboard strokes, pal? James, tell me. Because Eckler had one bad game? This is what I deal with. I get people that come to me and say, Smitty, stop lying when you say people doubt Mike Williams. You kept saying you told everyone to start Mike Williams and to trade for him heading into his blow-up game the other day. And this is not last week, the week prior. And it's like, believe me, go watch my live streams. People are asking questions about putting Mike Williams on the bench or trading him low. Then he blows up and he's everybody's favorite top 5 wide receiver again. Mike Williams does bad last week because Herbert did bad. How can Mike Williams do good if Herbert does nothing? And now everybody's back to hating Mike Williams. And then I'm going to hear next week after he blows up, Smitty, or after the bye week, of course. Smitty, you didn't tell anybody about Mike Williams. Stop capping, bro. Stop capping, pal. And I'm going to hear the same thing in a week from now, or 2 weeks after the bye week, of course. But I'm going to hear the same thing where people are like, no one's trading Eckler low. Stop acting like you were telling people to not freak out about Eckler. People are freaking out. Eckler by a mile. By a mile, James. And I appreciate your question. The court is only hard on you. It's tough love. It's like a tough coach. Consider me your coach, pal. Okay? I'm just telling you to take a lap. I'm trying to keep you fit. I'm trying to keep your mind sharp. Caleb, J.D. McKissick was dropped in your league. Would you prioritize him over guys like Dearness Johnson and Penny? We talked a little bit about this already on the show, Caleb. Dearness Johnson has more now value. If you need that value now, you take him and run with him. If you need more long-term, season-long consistency from this play, you might want to grab McKissick because his role's locked in all year. Like, even if Gibson goes down, he may get more carries for sure, but he's already in his role now. It would be Patterson that would come in. Jared Patterson would probably replace Mr. Gibson. So, it depends what you need. If you need now, McKissick's also not bad now value, though, So, it makes sense to kind of lean McKissick for safety, but could Dearness Johnson have a better week number 7? Yeah, he could. But you gotta weigh all that out. Your Honor. Your Honor, kind sir. Should I trade away Joe Mixon and Kenny G for Chris Godwin, David Montgomery, and Chase Edmonds? Joe Mixon and Kenny G for Godwin, Monty, Chase Edmonds. I probably would. That's a tough one because Mixon has probably the most value right now, but I like Godwin enough. And no, you know what? Mixon. What do you guys think of that, chat? Let's see what the chat thinks. Let's go group think on this one. Mixon and Kenny G or Godwin, Monty, and Chase Edmonds. I kind of want to lean the Godwin side, but we don't know when Monty's going to come back fully healthy and be ready to roll. And Mixon, I feel like you can get more for Mixon right now. I'm going to say hold Mixon, but it's arguable. It's close. It's not horrible. If you did it, I wouldn't be mad at you. I wouldn't tell you to take a lap, but I think Mixon, he's the better player right now, but I worry about him. Definitely trade him high if you can, but I'd say hold Mixon for now. And Matt agrees with me. Mealy agrees. Whale says Mixon. Stretch says Mixon. Godwin side, if you're 4-1, says Brent. Keep Mixon, says Ron. Overwhelming Mixon. Scotty. Approach the bench? Yes, you may. Who's worst trade? This is small. I gotta increase it, man. My eyes are, my eyes aren't that bad. I got pretty good eyesight, but like they get strained with the computer screens that I have all over here. Worst trade. I need my blue light blocking glasses. Where are they? I should get big goggles, like big blue light blocking goggles that are like this big. Just wear those during the. I should. I think I'm gonna order some. I want to get those like ski goggles and get them prescription and get them also blue light blocking and just put these on during the fantasy football court. What do you guys think? Good idea, right? Worst trade happened today in my league. Not my team. Sure. Corey Davis, James Conner for AJ Brown. Please sentence appropriately. Corey Davis and James Conner for AJ Brown. Look, if I was the judge overseeing this particular situation, I would rule that it was not a good move. Okay, I would be like, bad move. Bad boy. But at the same time, I don't know that one can be judged all that harshly for doubting that AJ Brown stays healthy when reports are that he might not be healthy until week 10. Like, I get why the doubt's there, but you should do a different move. This is not a great trade. Like, if it was Edmonds instead of Connor, I'd be like, okay, he's predicting something for Edmonds, Maybe he's predicting Connor to do well. I don't know. Corey Davis, yeah, you can get better. This seems a little weird. I don't know that I'd overturn it because I don't do that kind of thing. If it's corruption, if you smell corruption, if you get a whiff of them colluding together, then try and bring that up with the league. But it's hard to block that. It's a bad trade. Bad boy. You could do that. I don't know. What is he saying? I have Barkley and Gibson as my. I don't know. No, they're not addressing the court. That's on me. Why am I pulling questions that aren't addressing the court? I don't know that they're going to me. What am I doing? Your Honor, I traded Godwin and Booker for Diggs. Approved. Very nice trade. Your Smittiness, DK and Dylan for Antonio Brown and Javonte. I'm 2-4. I'm not James Devlin. Okay. Your Smittiness, DK and Dylan for Antonio Brown and Javonte. I take DK and Dylan. I like that side better. I like Javonte, but if Javonte were the starter, that would make that question a lot different. And we have to, predict that could happen or predict that it'll take a while. And for right now, I don't know when he'll get in. I'm not giving up on Javonte. Am I disappointed right now? Sure. But he looks really good. and does a lot of amazing things on the field. Like, we're ready for Javonte. Javante's season will come. If it comes in week 10, it comes in week 10. And everybody that's freaking out, they're going to be upset that they gave up on him. I mean, what are you going to get right now in a trade for Javonte, aside from something like this? Not a ton. 100 likes, keep them coming, says Hazel. Thank you, Hazel. Excellent. Should I trade Saquon and Godwin for Kamara? Yes. Go get Kamara. He's already had his bye. This is no-brainer stuff right here. Congratulations. The court is telling you that was the easiest case we've had all day. Pollard for Dylan and Harris. Pollard for Dylan and Harris to Zeke owner. Pollard for Dylan and Harris. Okay, sorry. Pollard for Dylan and Harris to the Zeke owner. I like Damian Harris and Dylan better for the person giving up Pollard to the Zeke owner. That's a good forced overpay. Like, it's not a horrible trade. I hate when someone comes to me and goes, hey, Smitty, I'm getting rid of Pollard. The Zeke owner wants him, and I'm going to do it for Corey Davis. Like, oh, so basically what you're telling me, Steven, is that you're willing to just get raked over the coals because the Elliott owner didn't have the foresight to draft Pollard. I told you to draft Pollard. You draft Pollard, and now you're willing to be strong-armed and give Pollard up for nothing, or Madison up for nothing, or Dylan up for nothing. At least you're getting one of the other super handcuffs back. And Damian Harris. Excellent job. Hey, Smitty. Start 2. Darrell Williams, Javonte, A-Rob, and Waddle. Probably have to go with Waddle right now. You probably have to go... you probably have to go with Darrell Williams right now. For now. If I missed a super chat, will you guys please tell me? Seclan, been watching in work meetings, and I can't stop laughing at James Devlin. He is definitely a top 5 personality. Smitty, when we grabbing a bite to eat? Let's do that soon, Seclan. I know I keep telling you that. I'm not trying to blow you off. I barely have time to eat. I haven't even eaten today, which is good because I'm dropping LBs, but I haven't even eaten. I haven't eaten. This is the only thing I've actually consumed this amount of vitamin water. I'm doing that like intermittent fasting, but I actually didn't even have time to eat today. So, but I've got food ready for me when I get off the live stream, and I can't wait to eat it. I'm thinking about it right now. But Seclan, we will do it soon. We'll go to Lou Molinati's and have a pizza pie. Your Honor, stream Tua, Matt Ryan, or Jameis Winston. I'm kind of feeling like Matt Ryan's going to have a big day, pal. Problem, says King, Lord, Dude, Brother, Man, Smitty. What can I help you with, Problem? I appreciate the way you're honoring the court here. I like this. I'm going to put you right here and look for your question. I don't know what your question is, but I'm going to help you. The way you address that court. I like it. Should I trade players? Carr, Eckler, Monty, McLaurin, Deontay, Ridley, Waller, bench Javonte, Williams, Eli Mitchell, Madison. Should I trade any players? I definitely don't like Carr as your quarterback, man. That feels like a disappointment. I love Eckler. He's on a bye. That sucks. But if you can't sell high, don't sell him. And my guess is you won't be able to sell him high because people are freaking out after one bad game. Eckler, hold. Monty, no one's buying Monty. Hurt. McLaurin, you might be able to get a good amount for him. Deontay, you might be able to get a good amount for him. Ridley, don't trade him. No one's respecting Ridley enough, and he doesn't have a bye week anymore. You've ate the bye. You've ate the week off, and then the bye week. Don't go trading him low. Waller, I trade. Out of all the players you're naming, Eli Mitchell may not have a job in like 2 or 3 weeks the way Shanahan rolls. Jeff Wilson could come back in several weeks and be the guy. I would trade Waller for an Aaron Jones, bro. Try. Mitchell and Waller for Aaron Jones. Go make it happen. Mitchell and Waller for JT. Mitchell and Waller for, I give up Deontay, Mitchell, and Waller for Alvin Kamara and something small. Like, that's where my mind goes, pal. I don't like Waller as much going forward as a lot of people. It doesn't mean I don't like Waller. I just don't like his value right now, and I don't necessarily know what to expect out of him. Problem, I'm still waiting for if you have a question. Oh, here we go. Problem. King, I offered Debo for Ridley, and they countered with Ridley and Denver D for Patterson. Problem is, I'm short at running back. I own C-Pat, Najee, Gibby, Madison, Pollard, and Hubbard. Okay, so you could go with Hubbard this week. You could potentially go with Gibby, right? So if Gibby's healthy or whatever, you'll be fine. So you get Ridley for C. Patterson. I do that. I take Ridley. He's already had the bye. What you're gonna struggle with at running back, you won't have to with wide receiver. I guess Patterson's already had his bye too. I go Ridley over Patterson. I like it. If that's a straight up trade, bro, 1-for-1, I take Ridley. Your Honor, Ridley. Your Honor, I traded Sanders and Odell for Ridley. I like it. Approved. Smitty approved. Fantastic trade. And just so you guys know, I'm not doing this for ego. I'm only pulling questions that address the court because I don't know who's talking to who. You guys do a lot of like, hey, what do you think, Steve? Hey, Bill, what do you? And so, I mean, it's great. I love that you guys are talking amongst each other, but I waste too much time dragging a question over, and it ends up being, somebody's talking to somebody else. Your Majesty, no ego stroking here. Trade Fournette for James Robinson. Give me J-Rob. I like Fournette. Fournette's doing well, but this is what you do. This is why you grab Fournette, to try and turn him into a James Robinson. And then I turn James Robinson into an Aaron Jones. Do a double turn. Do a 360-degree turn. Start Jacobs or Harris. I assume you mean Damian. Gibson, Jacobs, or Harris. I'm trading Jacobs away. I'm starting Gibson if he's starting. If he looks like a go and there's no limitations. Harris is probably... Jacobs is probably the safest to start this week, but I'm trying to trade him. So if you have Jacobs and you don't end up trading him away, I guess Jacobs would be safer than Gibson right now. But I try and trade him. I own you. I still own you. Doing his Aaron Rodgers impersonation. I love A-Rod. I love that some people don't like A-Rod. A-Rod's one of my favorite players, and if he's not, I mean, I think I got this one. It was Ridley. If you don't like A-Rod, you don't like football. You don't like football. Guy does everything with class. He talks about how he looks up, he sees a woman with double birds, just flipping them off, and he blacks out and starts trash talking, saying, I own you. I still own you. And people complain about it. Like, complain. It's the best thing ever. It's the best thing ever. Looking over, seeing the way the world comes together in that moment. This girl is doing the double birds. They probably shake hands after the game. They probably do a fist bump. If she saw A-Rod coming out of the parking lot, like walking to his car, and she was sitting there, they would do a fist bump. This is coming together. Ladies, double burden A-Rod in respectful fashion. You're at the game. He just scores a touchdown, and he goes like this. And she double birds him. Like, that's respect. She double birds him, and he says, I still own you. There's no way that anybody does that exchange with more class than Aaron Rodgers. That was class. That man has a lot of class. I love him. Thoughts: Gibson, Amari, Zach Moss for Kamara and Godwin. Gibson, Amari, Zach Moss. Oh my God. If you don't, why are you asking me this? Go punch it. Get Kamara and Godwin. Like, that's one of the best trades I've seen all day, Kaysen. Get out of here. Go accept it. Come back. Take your victory lap. Now, if you're cooking that up and that's your idea, you're concocting that trade offer and you're about to send it out, you're going to offend some people, but try it. Try it anyway. Gonzalez with a super chat. Thank you, Gonzalez. Smitty, dude, rejected the trade. DJ plus Sutton. So that's DJ Moore, I assume. Plus Sutton for Keenan Allen and Hendy. Got Lamar and Aaron Jones and Edmonds, DJ, DK, Hawkinson, Sutton, Shepard. I'm going to stay with this, I think is what he's saying there. Gonzalez, I like your team. So you got Lamar, Aaron Jones, Edmonds, DJ Moore, DK, Hawkinson, Sutton. I like your team. I would definitely try and potentially trade like Edmonds and DJ Moore for, like, what can you even do? What can you even do? You may have to stay the course, but I would try and trade like Hawkinson if he starts getting hot, and Edmonds for like one better player. I'm trying to get. I mean, do you trade Lamar? Like you got to make. I'm gonna be honest with you. You got to make a move. Like your team is good, but I don't know that it's right there, Gonzalez, to win it. What's your record, Gonzalez? You might need to break up. You might need to go after like a Jalen Hurts using Jamal to get Jamal and like a Ridley, or I'm sorry, to get a Hurts and a Ridley for a Lamar. Jamal, what am I saying? Jamal, Lamar. I mean, I'm just being honest. I feel like you need a move. CMC for JJ. I'd rather have JJ right now, but that could change, man. I don't know how I feel about that in general. Next question. Yo, Judge. A little disrespectful to the court, but he's addressing the court. He's not breaking any rules. Yo, Judge. Need a PPR flex. Mike Davis, Devontae Smith, or Alex Collins? Mike Davis, Devontae Smith, or Alex Collins? Probably going to say pretty easy Alex Collins if he starts. If he doesn't start, then probably Mike Devontae Smith over Mike Davis for right now. Nathan with the super chat. I have Dalvin Cook, Diggs, Amari Cooper, Knox, and D Johnson on a bye this week. We all do. You're not alone. Start 2, Jamal Williams, Bateman, Aguilar, Stevenson, and Watkins. Wow. I'm going Jamal Williams and Stevenson, and not too much of a hesitation there. Your Lordship, thank you for that question here. Problem as another question. We're going to handle his real quick and then go to Shane's. King Dude, I want to go after JT with Gibby and Hubbard. Is this enough? It might be enough, but I would guess probably not. JT's got a ton of value. I don't know that Hubbard's going to excite people too much, given he's got a shelf life, so to speak. But you could try. They own Eckler. You could try Eckler for that. I would also give that up for Eckler. You got Debo, Knox, and Higgins. I would certainly throw in Debo, to be honest with you. I would go Debo and Gibby for either Eckler or JT. I think that's a better bet for you. And if you start off with that, you might have a better chance of landing it. What a lot of people do is you send them a bad offer, then you up it to the original thought that you have. Like, okay, I'm going to start lowballing them, then I'm going to up it. They're so turned off by the whole thing. They're in no mode, you know. What do you want for dinner? Toast? No. You want egg salad sandwich? No. A chicken bowl? No. But if you ask them, do you want a chicken bowl from the start? They might go, chicken bowl sounds pretty good. You get somebody in the business of saying no, they might say no to 10 different things because they're used to saying no. They're used to being disgusted by your offer. Your offer comes in, they're like, your offer is going to suck. It sucks. That confirms it. And then when you finally make a decent offer, they're still thinking, their offers suck. And, you know, so you don't want to lowball people too much all the time, or you end up really getting them in the habit of saying no to you, period. You know? So don't do it. Your Lordship, I need help to find an elite talent. Who can I trade and trade for? My team is Tannehill, Swift, Jonathan Taylor, Hubbard, Carter, Moss, Sanders, Williams, Hill, Chase, Jamar Chase. You got it all over the map here. Is it Jamal Williams? Keenan Allen, Judy. Okay, so I'm trading Hubbard while you can. Go to the CMC owner, see what they got. I'd trade Swift and, I don't know, Keenan Allen for Swift and Keenan Allen for like a Alvin Kamara. I would try and get Aaron Jones using Swift and another piece. I would try and buy low on Hopkins if you still can, because even though he had 2 TDs, people are still DMing me about Hopkins. Are we worried about it's funny. It's like everybody knows I do the Smitty, are we worried about said player? And then people still ask me. They're like, that's funny when you do that. But are we worried about Hopkins? I mean, just saying, like, you know, it's like, I mean, I know it's funny, but like, are we? No, we're not worried about Hopkins. I'm trading low for Hopkins. So those are the ideas I would have for you initially, pal. Michael with a big super chat. Rock out with another super chat. I'll get the Q Brahams and then the Michaels. I'm 2-4. I have Dak, CMC, Chuba, Demont, Damian Harris, Hopkins, Keenan Allen, and Sanders, Judy. Need a trade advice. Waivers are D Johnson. I assume that's David Johnson, not Deontay Johnson. Goddard, and I assume that's Damian Williams. Dak, CMC. So you're covered with CMC and Chuba. I'd trade like Christian McCaffrey if you could get a ton. But since you have Chuba, you're kind of like okay. Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Emmanuel Sanders. I like where you're at. I do. Would I try and trade Montgomery and Damian Harris, or Montgomery and Keenan Allen for like an Aaron Jones? Yeah, I'm going. Aaron Jones is my target for a lot of you this week. I think you go after Aaron Jones using like a Damian Harris and Keenan Allen. There's not many running backs below him that are worth going to acquire, but my advice is to go get that type of player, or go get a Diggs if you can still get Diggs cheap. Go get Justin Jefferson if somehow you can trade Damian Harris and, you know, Keenan Allen into Justin Jefferson or Diggs. I'd upgrade that other wide receiver spot. If you can't upgrade the running back spot, upgrade the other wide receiver spot. You know, just go heavy at wide receiver. I'm not opposed to that. Even when you feel like you need a running back, I'm not opposed to just going, let's beef up my wide receivers then. If I can't beef up the running back, if I can't improve my running back too, why not just go and get another elite wide receiver, top 5 wide receiver, you know, one, and have 2 of them? That's how I think. Drop Ayuk for Jarrett Patterson or Devontae Freeman. Murray is your running back 3. Drop Ayuk for Jarrett Patterson or Devontae Freeman. Let's bring this to groupthink. For Michael, guys, raindrop a question in. Let it flow. Drop Ayuk for Jarrett Patterson or Devontae Freeman. Please vote below. I myself am torn on that. I think if I'm dropping anybody, I'm okay with dropping Ayuk at this point, which is such a sad state of affairs that we're dealing with right now in fantasy football. This is a guy everyone expected to be an elite wide receiver 3 with wide receiver 2 appeal all over the place. And this man is literally crap the bed and looks absolutely awful. I think that he will eventually get going when Trey Lance finally gets the nod, but it is sad. It's a sad state of affairs. Keeping Ayuk, he's going to bounce back, says Mad. But Smitty, says Legion. I need more answers here for Michael. Michael deserves it. Michael's an avid super chatting beast on the show, and we need to give him some groupthink help right here. So, Jared Patterson or Ayuk? I suppose Freeman, but neither, says Shake and Bake. I dropped Gaskin like a turd hitting the toilet, says Overcome. Sadly, I had to cut Ayuk for Ertz last week. D. Hopkins, Debo, and Evans. I don't know what that's about. I'm going to say, Michael, I mean, I don't know. I guess because you need running back, like, swings. Like you're swinging for the fences, you know, for a running back play. Let's look up Freeman. Let me look up Freeman right now. I just don't know if Freeman's going to, like... He rushed for 53 yards and a touchdown, though. And it's tough to know, like, what's going to happen with that running back stable. But 9 carries for 53 yards. Freeman was held without... Oh, let's do the reading thing. Here we go.
Devonta Freeman rushed 9 times, 3 yards, and a touchdown in the Ravens' Week 6 win over the Chargers.
I like this.
Freeman was held without a catch on 2 targets, mixed in behind Latavius Murray on the Ravens' opening drive. Freeman ended up part of a 3-man rotation, with Le'Veon Bell also getting in on the action with 8 carries and a touchdown. Freeman outgained Murray 53-44 on the ground, though Murray added 2 receptions to win the overall yardage crown. Freeman's score was a 9-yard rush to make the game 34-6 early in the 4th quarter. He housed a pitch from Lamar Jackson. Freeman looked slippier than he has so far as a Raven this afternoon, but the Chargers have a bad run defense. We would not be rushing out to flex Freeman ahead of Week 7 against the Bengals.
The Bengals. The Bengals. I like this. I like that. I don't have to read anymore. Like watch this. I'm gonna read Michael's question. Speech.
Michael Honorado, $19.99 super chat drop hype for Jared Patterson or Devonta Freeman. Murray is my RB3.
I'm gonna say Michael. I'm feeling like I'm probably gonna go. God, why did Devonta Freeman get so much work? Is my question. I mean, what was and Lat Murray? Let me just check Lat Murray. Lat Murray got the start. Is Lat Murray hurt for this week? Murray is a low upside flex play in Week 7. I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess because you have Murray, I'm going to say Devonta Freeman, so you can at least couple them together. But then again, it's like, looking at this depth chart, Lev Bell, I don't know what Lev Bell's role is going to be, because he got a touchdown. He rushed 8 times. But I'm going to say in your situation, I'm okay dropping Ayuk right now for Freeman. But I do hate the idea of, like, what if Ayuk bounces back? Yeah, but I think Murray's not expected to be out, right? I don't know. I take Freeman. Take Freeman and monitor Ayuk, and it sucks. You got to cut Ayuk. I just. But at what point do we give up on him? You know what I mean? Ozark coming January 21. That's a long ways away. But Ozark Season 4, Part 1. We've got 2 parts of Season 4. Part 1 of Season 4, Part 2 of Season 4. The last season, Ozark. Can't wait for that on Netflix. By the way, Succession's back. If you guys don't watch Succession on HBO, there's something wrong with you. This is the best show. That is the best show on TV, period, right now. Succession. It is so funny. Boar on the floor. Boar on the floor. Rock out. Who should I drop? Wide receiver Corey Davis, Bateman, Kirk, Callaway, running back Stevenson. Need a tight end this week. Schultz or just don't play a tight end. I'm 5-1. Okay, so Schultz is on a bye. Bateman, I'm not sold on Bateman. Callaway is going to be good for another week or 2, so I don't think I drop him yet. I like Stevenson. Corey Davis, is going to be hit and miss, but I'd probably drop Bateman. What's Bateman's stat line? Bateman, I don't even know what he did last week. 4 for 29 yards. Yeah, I mean, could he do well? I suppose, bro. But I'm not Bateman. I'm not holding out hope. I drop Bateman pretty easily. I'm not too worried about that one. My team is Kyler, Zeke, Patterson, Clyde, Darrell. Nice job grabbing Darrell. Hubbard, Madison, Hopkins, Diggs, Chase. Good wide receivers, man. I like those. I'd trade Julio. You should have traded Julio walking into this week. Thoughts on your team? I like Knox. You got a good team. I'm trading Clyde and Darrell together with maybe, God, don't touch those 3 wide receivers, man. Like Julio, Clyde, and Darrell Henderson for like 1 player. You know, I don't know if you can start 4 wide receivers, but I'd go after Ridley if you could. If not, maybe Hubbard and Clyde and Darrell for 1 player. I'm trying to think of a player that's even like remotely in that range of player. Let me throw a couple running backs at you that I would try and trade for. And it's tough because the running back 2s are like non-existent. A Fournette could be an interesting option for you. Trading Clyde and Darrell and potentially Julio for like Fournette. Overpay a little bit to get a running back 2. Try Swift for that. I doubt you get that, but you might want to try Fournette. I like Patterson. You got Patterson too. You could trade Patterson and Julio, or Patterson and Clyde for potentially like a Swift. You might be able to get rid of the Darrell and Clyde running backs for maybe a Gibson and take a chance on Gibson. Like, that's when I'm buying low on Gibson. I don't like owning Gibson unless I'm buying low on him right now. And you could buy him pretty low with some of those guys. But don't get rid of those wide receivers. Don't break up the core of your team. Get Aaron Jones, Lamb, Keenan for Ridley, J-Rob, and Deontay. Aaron Jones. Yeah. Go get Aaron Jones, Lamb, and Keenan. Yeah. Like, that's going to be easy to do, overcome. If you do that, if you can overcome this trade, come back and tell us. And we're gonna put you in contempt of completely lambing this person. Don't Aaron Jones, Lamb, and Keenan Allen for really J-Rob and Deontay. You would be lamb-basting him. Get lambed. Let me know if you pull that off. Oh man, get lambed. Drop Stevenson for Dearness Johnson. Again, that's a tough call because Stevenson might have more long-term season value, whereas Dearness Johnson's got the now value. If you need that now rock out, I'd go Johnson. But Stevenson could get run this week. Tough to know. I really like him. I like him a lot. Shake and bake. I got your question right here. And Daniel, your question right here. Your Honor, trade Lamar, Waller, and Hubbard for Burrow, Mixon, and Fant. Waller, Lamar, and Hubbard. Give me Waller, Lamar, and Hubbard. I mean, I like Mixon, but I think I get more, bro. I think I get more. Alex with a super chat. Alex says, honorary Smittiness, use your hammer for swift justice. Part 2. But interesting. Traded Fournette for Ridley. I like that. I like Fournette and Ridley right now. Michael is a huge Fournette believer, and he was onto him way before anybody else. Fournette is a good value, but I do take Ridley over him. Also, where am I weak? Stafford, D. Henry, Jonathan Taylor. It's not running back. Your quarterback's crafty. You're kind of weak at wide receiver a little bit. Keenan Allen and Cooper and Gronk and Mike Thomas. You know, I guess I would ask what your record is. If your record is 4 wins or more, then you stay the course. You keep riding that Derrick Henry train. But if you have 3 wins or less, then you have to take advantage of this Derrick Henry value, because you can get value that you're not going to regret getting. You're going to watch Derrick Henry continue to tear it up for as long as he stays healthy, and you're going to get good value back to where you're not like upset about it, you know. But if you're only 3 wins or less, you can't hang on to this team and keep going the course. You gotta take advantage of this high trade value. So it depends on what your record is. Alex, tell me what your record is, and I can further advise you. Shake and bake 3-3. Smitty, how can I improve? QB Herbie. Running backs are JT, Gibby, Hunt, Javonte, Ramondre, and Drake. CD, Keenan Allen, Devontae Smith, Jacoby Myers, Sanders, Gallup, tight end Higbee. I'd keep JT. I'd keep Herbie. You're not selling Herbie low. I'd maybe trade JT for like Aaron Jones and like Ridley, like that kind of move, because JT can get you way more than I think an Aaron Jones right now. So I would look to explore that. I would trade Gibby and a wide receiver like Keenan Allen for like a top 5 player. You know, I'll go get a Kamara doing that. I'd go get a Zeke Elliott, you know, with that. Zeke Elliott's a little bit attainable more so than normal right now. Amir, Darnold, Jameis Winston, or Tannehill this week. I'm probably going to roll. God, I'll probably roll with. Man, that is tough. Consensus wise, I'll tell you what on average you're going to see out there. Darnold is like a QB 10 or 11 overall. Jameis Winston is probably around 15. And Tannehill is probably around number 8 against Kansas City. So Tannehill and Darnold are very, very close. I think because Julio's banged up, I'm probably rolling with Darnold of this group, but Tannehill's very, very close to him. Tua or Winston with Josh Allen on a bye. So Tua is about QB 14 on a consensus, and Tannehill, or no, Winston. So they're right next to each other. Winston's like 15 or 16. I'm kind of thinking Winston, but that's a high risk play. Tua's safer. Rock out. I'd go Tua if you want safety. I'd go Winston if you're willing to get a 0 or 40. He's just got that kind of like ability to just completely disappoint you or drop, you know, major fire. So Winston's just that kind of guy. DJ Patrick for Ridley. I take Ridley over I take Ridley because of the bye week. I mean, I understand if someone wants DJ Moore over Ridley. I really do. But I still feel like Ridley's got that top 5 potential. Ridley or Debo, I'm going to go with Ridley. Smitty, what do you want for Cup? For Cup, I would want a Aaron Jones, bro. For Cup, I would want, if I'm going after running backs, I'm going to go after, like, let's say you were able to get a Swift. Okay, what do you get with Swift? If you were to trade Cup and get Swift, you would want to get a Ridley or something back as well. That's the only way I'm trading Cup. You got to trade Cup for 2 really, really, really good players. Honorary judge, I am 4-2, so I think I should try to get a better wide receiver. What should you go for? So this is your question here. And you were potentially traded for Fournette for Ridley. Also, I'm weak. What can you do? Okay, so this was the Henry idea. So you're 4-2. You're 4-2. If you're 4-2, Henry's working for you, pal. I still trade him by double-digit weeks, but that's me. I understand if people want to ride this wave all the way to the end, and it might end in week 2 of 2022. And if it does, then that means you're going to win your league off of Henry's shoulders. So I understand if people want to ride this wave. You can sell Taylor high. I would probably sell Taylor for a Swift and a Ridley, Swift and a Diggs, Swift and a Hopkins, Swift and a wide receiver of that range. I would look to do that. If you need a wide receiver, that's what I would do. You could also trade Cooper for Ridley and get that extra bye week. You know what I'm saying, Alex? Because he's already at a bye, bro. He's already at a bye. So trade Cooper for Ridley. I would do that. And some people are doing that. Rockout says also Tannehill is there too. I mean, Tannehill consensus-wise from hundreds of different rankings I'm looking at, he's ranked the highest out of everybody. But I like Darnold a little more than Tannehill, even though Darnold's a little lower. But Tannehill, I like Winston a little bit better than Tannehill myself, but I feel like most people don't. So, you know, am I overthinking that? Am I believing in Winston when he's going to totally drop the ball? Lockett and Javonte for Ridley. I would take Ridley. He's bye free. He's got the bye week out of the way. I definitely would do that one. Patrick, thank you for that. Or Augie, thank you for that super chat. Amir, I'm looking for yours. MJ, hold on one second, pal. We got that super chat that I missed, I believe. Which I'll get right now. I think I missed another one. MJ. Sorry, MJ. MJ said one flex, AJ Dillon, Ramondre Stevenson, or McKissick. McKissick is safest. A.J. Dillon is higher risk but higher reward. And Ramondre Stevenson falls in that category too. Very high risk. We don't even know what the workload's going to be like. But I would definitely take McKissick if you want safety. And Dillon if you want high upside, high risk. Thank you for the question, by the way. Should I buy McCaffrey for cheap? Friend keeps sending me offers for Hendy. I'd probably take McCaffrey over Hendy, to be honest with you. If it was straight up, I would do it. I would do it. As long as you don't have like one win, you know. If you've got at least like three wins maybe, I think that would be a good amount of wins to weather through that. But that's me. That's me. If you have like 2 wins, 1 win, I don't know that you can afford to do it, even if it's a good deal. I offer McLaurin and Thielen for Cup. I would definitely take Cup over that. Definitely. And Overcome, did you get that other trade done? I'm 3-3. How do I improve my team? I have Matt Ryan, JT Gibson, Jacobs, Javonte Harris, and Devontae, Mike Williams, Thielen, Waddle, Jerry Jeudy. JT Gibson, Jacobs. I trade Jacobs and Harris or Jacobs and Thielen. I trade Jacobs and potentially Mike Williams for Aaron Jones. I'd trade Jacobs and Mike Williams for Aaron Jones and something. I would trade Thielen and Jacobs first for Aaron Jones if you can. I would trade that for Eckler. I would trade that for I would trade Jacobs straight up for any of those top 5 wide receivers. I'd maybe even trade Jacobs for Ridley straight up. I would try and get myself into a better quarterback using Jacobs if you could. Matt Ryan and Jacobs for Kyler. That could be a crafty move for you. Michael with the super chat. Zinski with a super chat. Kevin with the super chat. And I think I'm caught up on pulling those in. Michael, thank you, pal. Offer AB for Ridley. I'll take my lap. Offer AB for Ridley? No. I like both sides of that. I could argue both sides if you force me. I'm gonna go Ridley because he's had that bye, man. That's a huge advantage. That could be a 15 to 25 point advantage. Like when you think about it, if you have Ridley, like let's say we're doing a mock draft here. And let's say Ridley's going like, I don't know where Ridley would go. Let's just say Ridley would go right here. I don't really know if that's where the value is for Ridley in a mock. But you might draft him like 4 spots higher, knowing he has an extra game than everybody else. If we're willing to knock a player down several spots because they might miss a game, like they're suspended for a game, then we got to be able to rise a player up if we think they're going to play an extra game. So I actually really like the Ridley side. But that's me. I like AB a lot. I think AB can be the wide receiver 1 in Tampa for sure. But I think I'd take Ridley. So no lap needed on either side of that. How did you do in fantasy this week? Did you lamb people or did you get lambed? Bro, I don't get lambed. There are a couple leagues where lamb got sniped for me. The problem with my stuff is I wear my rankings on my sleeve. And so when I go into like an expert draft, everybody knows what I'm up to, you know. And so I got sniped in a lot of expert drafts on Lamb. Like Lamb went really early because people are like, Smitty's going to take Lamb because I have nothing but Lamb content out there. And all the expert people that we do drafts with, they know what I'm thinking. I wear it on my sleeve. So I definitely got sniped on Lamb in a handful of leagues. But I own Lamb in so many leagues. I did a lot of lambing this weekend. So I appreciate you asking. And yeah, I lambed. I lamb for a living, pal. Appreciate it. Zinski, would you trade C Mac for Chase? God, I need more details, man. In general, I'd rather probably have Christian McCaffrey in general. But if you've got 1 win or 2 wins, you can't afford to keep losing. But Christian McCaffrey, as much as we want to doubt him, and there's a chance he never, ever returns to form. Maybe he doesn't return this year. Maybe it's like last year. We get strung along, and then McCaffrey's out for the year, you know, in 3 weeks from now. And we're like, I'm never trusting the man again. He's dead to me. I'm never blah, blah, blah. but there's a chance he comes back and is elite and is a league winner. He's the number 1 overall player in fantasy. There's still that chance, and I would take that chance in at least one league. And if you're talking about this kind of cost, I like Jamar Chase, but if you're talking about Jamar Chase and I can win, I can weather through, I'll take that chance in a league or two out of the 20-something that I do. I have no problem doing that. Broncos need to unleash Javonte Williams. That is true. That is facts right there. Get lammed. Get lammed, Terry. Terry, how many leagues do you own Lamb in, Terry? I got Gibson and Sutton for AB and Waddle. Gibson and Sutton for AB and Waddle. I mean, I like both sides of that, to be honest, bro. I don't think anybody got lambed on that one. Lamb, the lamb. Terry! No shares of Lamb. We got to fix that. It's, Terry, I know you only do a couple leagues, so it's hard sometimes to get them in a league where people are amped up about them. Wentz, that's too long of a question. Silva, come on. What do I look like, a reader? Look like I have time to read. What should we do with Kadarius Toney? He's out a week, so put him on your bench. But he got a lot of upside. Jack, I'm going to try, man. I'm 2-4 in my teams. See, even this, Jack, you're using the words 2 and the words 4 instead of using the numerical values that shorten this question. Let me fix this for you. Let me make this more Smitty capable of being read, in a fast fashion. There you go. I'm 2-4. My team's loaded, and I just can't get out of the basement. Cook, Hill, Jefferson, your team's fire. Herbert. I'm still 2-4, and that's the proper journalistic approach, though. You spell out 2, you spell out 4 until you get to 10 or more. So you actually did the right thing. I'm just joking with you. I don't know, man. Keep the faith. Your team's fire. Trade J-Rob high, sure. Try and get into an Aaron Jones somehow without touching Cook or Hill or Jefferson. Sure. I like Schultz. But do I trade Schultz and J-Rob for Aaron Jones if Schultz can get that done? Yes, I do. Would I trade Herbert and Schultz for a Kyler? Yes. I don't stop improving your team. But is Waller a good buy low? He's a good buy low and a good sell high. If I own him, I'm selling him. If I don't own him, I'll sure take a stab to see if anybody's selling him low. He's both. He lives in both worlds, pal. Your Honor, what should I do at running back? Chubb, Javonte, Miles, Sanders, Lat Murray. Pick up Dearness Johnson if you can. But, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you at this point with those running backs. I'd have to know more information. I certainly would try and go to the CMC owner and see if you can trade for CMC using Chubb or trade him, Chuba Hubbard, to get something back for you. Okay, do I trade CMC and Chuba for Kamara? Yes, only if you like winning, pal. Number one, Kamara's already had his bye week. CMC and Chuba is a confusing situation that, I'd take Kamara in a heartbeat. Kamara's like the number 2 overall pick right now if you're drafting today. So would I take the number 2 overall pick for a guy that could eventually be the 1 or 2 overall player, but currently you would not draft number 2 overall? You would not take, even if CMC was cuffed to Chuba Hubbard as 1 and you could draft them together in your draft slot, Kamara would still be drafted ahead of Chuba Hubbard. That will guide you. That is your answer. It's a good question. I'm not trying to say it's not a good question. A lot of people are thinking it, but that should help guide you. You would draft Kamara over Chuba Hubbard. At least I would think you would. Did I get to this one here? I'm 3-3. How do I improve my team? Matt Ryan, Gibson, Jacobs, Javonte. I think I did. I trade Thielen and Jacobs for like an Aaron Jones, I think I said. And I like that idea. I go after that right now, bro. Right now. Keenan Allen and Mike Davis for Barkley. I suppose I would do that, and then I would try and flip Barkley. You know, you could hold him if you don't, but I would try and flip him after that. Should I trade Diggs? Should I trade? Oh, is Bellamy the one that trades with his dad? No, I don't know if he does. I think that's Spock, isn't it? Hey, Smitty, should I trade Diggs for losing my game against my dad? No. I like Diggs. I like Diggs, pal. CD and Monty for JT and A-Rob. That's close. I suppose I'd rather have JT maybe if you need a running back, but that's a tough one. I like Lamb a lot, but JT's got more trade value. Your Honor, Lamb and Tanny for Robert Woods and Darnold. No, first of all, what's Darnold doing that Tannehill's not doing? They're like equals. Doug, don't lamb yourself, pal. I mean, Tanny and Darnold, that's nothing to... There's like a debate there. Like, you could flip the script on either one of those, pal. Darnold and Tanny, you're getting downgraded or upgraded or side graded into Darnold from Tanny, but you're getting lambed. You're lambing yourself by going from Lamb to Woods. I mean, we love Roberto Trees on the show, pal, but getting lambed is a better slogan than getting Darrell Woods. Getting wooded. It's a family show. Getting Bobby Treed. There you go. That's better. Getting Bobby Treed or getting lambed. Which one sounds worse? That should guide you, okay? Getting Bobby Treed. You can't say getting wood. You can't say it. Not on a non-family show that's during the day. But you could say you can get Bobby Treed. Getting chopped. Getting lamb chopped. Never mind. I can't even go there. It's not. Maybe during the night show. Maybe during the Friday night Eastern midnight show. Felton or Dearness Johnson. Right now, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. You might want to replay it. Dearness Johnson's in the news. He's the one that looks like he's going to get all the run. Get Bobby Treed. Swift and Keenan Allen for Cup. I'd take Swift and Keenan Allen barely. And that's if you need that move. If you don't need the move, I keep Cup. I'm only trading Cup if you need the move. Like, you're not winning, you got to make a change. Christian McCaffrey or Swift and DK. I give me Swift and DK. That's the kind of deal I'm getting out of Christian McCaffrey on. Yeah, Doug. I've kept this on screen to remind me to continue to say, no, don't lamb yourself. Appreciate you, Doug. Doug, are you still here? Fantasy football after dark. Yep. Corey Dillon or Fred Taylor. Probably, God, I don't know. Fred Taylor was so good. Probably Corey Dillon. I don't even remember who was better at this point. I mean, I definitely played fantasy football then, but Patterson and Judy for Justin Jefferson. Give me Justin Jefferson all day long. You kidding me? Jose, what are you, trading with Doug over there? Of course Justin Jefferson, pal. One question, says Lit. Well, there was your shot, Lit. Oh, there it is. Ridley or Darren Waller. Give me, I mean, you can get more for Darren Waller. So Darren Waller. Then I'd trade Darren Waller for Ridley and something. That's, you know what I mean? That's kind of how I feel. 149 in here. 125 likes. Can you punch the thumbs up? Appreciate it. Smitty, Aaron Jones for Cup. I take Aaron Jones over Cup. I do. I know some people might not. Yeah, Fred Taylor was good. Corey Dillon was good too, though. Fred Taylor was really good. Fred Taylor was phenomenal. What can I get for T. Higgins? Ham sandwich? Probably not much, bro. No one's trading for T. Higgins right now. Nobody's going after him. Najee, drop him. See how long he stays on waivers. I mean, literally, no one's going to trade for him. You could throw him into a deal, but no one's giving you anything for. You couldn't get a Dearness Johnson right now, and he's on waivers. Like, you pick Dearness Johnson up and offer him for Higgins, the Higgins owner will accept it. I'm not saying Higgins can't be good. I'm just saying no one's trading for him right now until he proves something. It's not a knock on Higgins. It's just that's his value. Najee over Cook so far in fantasy facts. I mean, Najee's looking good. Cook's been missing time. I love Najee Harris, pal. Punch that like button. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate you, pal. King Henry to Canton. I mean, for sure. King Henry's dropping it all over the place. I look, you want me to take a lap on Henry? I'll take a lap for this. I should have more appropriately told people to draft him and then strongly and I still feel this way, strongly consider trading him in double-digit weeks, nowhere near double-digit weeks. If you guys remember anything I've ever said about Derrick Henry, I've said he will ball out in the beginning of the year. So I'm not wrong thus far. The only thing I'm wrong on, and I take full responsibility for, in that thinking, which I said, I should have been more on top of saying, don't avoid him in a draft. Just make sure you don't, if you feel the drop-off is still going to come, and you may change your mind in week 10 and go, I don't know if a drop-off's coming, I'm going to hold tight. I should have pushed you all to draft him. Not that Zeke Elliott's been bad. Not that Najee Harris has been bad. Like, me saying don't draft Henry over those guys for the moment is take a lap worthy. Like, Henry is playing out of his mind. And I should take a lap for not wanting him over those guys through this point in the year. Okay, that I need to lap. That I need to run circles for. We all do. Anybody that didn't draft Henry number 1 overall is taking a lap. I'm not alone. We're all taking it together. I should have promoted drafting Henry and then open-mindedness to trade him in double-digit weeks down the road, but don't even think about it. That I should take a lap for. Everyone should take a lap for. Do I still think he's going to survive all 18 games? I don't. I don't, but it doesn't mean I don't love watching it. Doesn't mean I don't ride the wave in some leagues until it crashes, because on the off chance he does survive and crashes in week 2 of 2022, he will fall. Like, I know a lot of people think he's Superman. He will never fall. Emmitt Smith fell. Marshall Faulk fell. Eddie George was a big running back. He eventually just stopped moving. It looked like he was running in place. It was very painful to watch Eddie George fall off. It happens. Derrick Henry's usage is through the roof, but I'm not telling anybody that Derrick Henry, official says, Smitty, you said Henry will ball out up to week 8. So far, you're right. Yeah, I mean, week 8, week 9, week 10, double-digit weeks is when I would cash in. Like, when you hit week 10, 11, cash in. Because your worst-case scenario is you get 2 very, very good players that don't disappoint you, even if Henry continues to ball out. But what I've said from the beginning, I'm still taking a lap because I didn't push for more people to draft him and trade him. Draft him by design, trade him by design. That should have been my mantra with Derrick Henry. That I fully want to take a lap for. Like, I should have pushed that. Like, especially with me saying he's going to ball out in the beginning of the year. But why not draft him then and trade him? Like, that's on me. But by no means did I say he would bust in weeks 1 through 7 at all. So, I'm not taking a lap for that part. Everyone a lot of times says you were wrong about Henry so far. I'm not. He's balling out. That's expected. The question is, will he continue? They're overworking Henry to an extreme degree. I just don't know how the man's going to hold up. Everyone says he's built different, but that's part of the problem. He's so big. He's going to take that abuse, man. I don't know. I definitely am not. Yeah, like, this is an example of a good trade. Like, should I trade Henry for Zeke and Kupp? Yeah, I would. I would take Zeke and Kupp. I would. Oh, Smitty's getting tired. Raphael, I was offered Saquon and Terry for A-Rob and J-Rob. Saquon and Terry for A-Rob and J-Rob. I mean, if you fully believe in Saquon rebounding, I can understand you wanting to take the Saquon side. if you doubt Saquon, J-Rob and A-Rob is probably safer. But, I mean, I probably would take the Scary Terry side. Because Scary Terry, if you look at it this way, if you try breaking it down, Saquon versus A-Rob, or J-Rob, and Terry versus A-Rob, you can get lost in the question. If you say to yourself, okay, what about Scary Terry versus J-Rob right now? Like, that's, you know, I'd rather have J-Rob, but it's arguable. And then, you know, Saquon when he comes back, that's the difference maker, though. I'm going to say Saquon and Scary Terry, and then I try and sell Saquon. You know, if you could turn Saquon by using Deebo Samuel on your bench or in your lineup or whatever, Lockett, a Fournette, and turn Saquon into Aaron Jones. Imagine having Aaron Jones and Scary Terry for A-Rob and J-Rob and Deebo. Like, that's what I'd do, bro. I'd do that all day long. WRM with a super chat. What could you get for Mike Williams in a trade? Aaron Jones. Mike Williams in a trade. You could potentially get Swift and Ridley. We've been talking about that package for a while. I mean, that sounds like a lot. You might have to give up a little more. But those are the kind of things I'm looking to do with the Mike Williams. But Mike Williams straight up 1-for-1. I don't think you could get Eckler, but people are freaking out about Eckler after one game. You might want to try. You're probably not getting a Zeke. You're probably not getting... You may get an Aaron Jones. Add a little more to that Mike Williams side, and you could get back Aaron Jones. I think you really can. People are absolutely freaking out about Aaron Jones. And my guess, according to my calculations, you have a 74.33327% chance WRM of owning A.J. Dillon already. Let me know if you do. Let me know if my calculation was correct. Get Lamb, says Robert. Should I trade Pittman and Cooks for... If so, what can I get? Pittman and Cooks? I don't know if you're getting much, bro. Like, try for a Fournette. Try for a... If you're talking about running backs. Try for a Gibson. I'd trade that for Gibson. I'd take the chance on Gibson at that cost of entry. Do I sell Gibson? 100%. Do I buy Gibson? I could. If I'm getting him that cheap, yeah, I would. Like, that's the difference between buying Gibson and selling Gibson. Ro, appreciate the super chat. Ro says, yo, Smitty, what's up? What do you think about this trade? I gave up Pitts and Tony for Kittle and Lockett. I like it. I hope Kittle comes back for you and does well. Lockett's kind of hit and miss right now. To be honest with you, I'd rather have the Pitts side now. I don't know how I'll feel when Kittle's back. Lockett's got upside, certainly. But I do like, as of right now, for week 7 on, I like Pitts more. Pitts has his bye out of the way. I think that's a crafty move to already have that bye week out of the way. Not that Kittle doesn't. Kittle does too. So, you know, if Kittle comes back, then this trade can work out well for you, especially if Lockett gets going again later in the year. So I will say this could be a good move for you later, but for right now, I like Pitts more. And you got Tony out, so tough to say. Bad vibes on CMC right now. Mr. TD, I don't blame you. This feels very, very much like last year where we're all hopeful he comes back and then he doesn't. So I'm with you, but I'm still buying in like one. I'm willing to take, if I had one league, the pressure would be different on me. I wouldn't want to trade for a CMC, but I got 20-something leagues, man. Me taking a CMC on in 1 or 2 leagues is like me just going for a walk. You know, like, I don't care. Like, I'll do it. That's the power of having multiple leagues. I'll put a league or 2 on the line for CMC. Doesn't work out, big deal. I've got multiple leagues. That's why I love playing on multiple leagues. You know, it gives me freedom to really fly by the seat of my pants and go with my gut because I'm not scared of making a move. You know what I mean? That's kind of the advantage of doing a lot of leagues. Jose with the super chat. Look at this man with his Patriots hat. Looking at Mac Jones looking good, bro, for the future. I bet you're excited about Mac. Mac looks pretty good, man. I know last week you're a little worried, but you know, he's looking good for a rook. He's looking real good for a rookie. I traded Deontay Johnson, Gesicki, Hunter Henry, and Hendy for Kelsey and Ziggy. Shut up. Ziggy. Off. What did I say that sounded like his name? Okay, so you traded Deontay Gesicki is what I said. Henry and Hendy for Kelsey and Evans. I like Kelsey and Evans' side. I like the Kelsey and Evans side quite a bit. I think you did really, really well in this trade. Nice work. I bet on CMC health, and now my running back depth is Moss, Herbert, and Harris. I still have Herbert, Diggs, and Mike Williams. Now what? I think you got to wait. I think you got to try and get Chuba Hubbard somehow, maybe if you can get him cheaply. But you've got a good team. If you can weather through it, if you can still make the playoffs, you've got Kelsey, you've got Mike Evans, you've got Christian McCaffrey, you've got Herbert. Harris should be okay. Pick up Ramondre Stevenson. Try and get Dearness Johnson. Moss is fine. I know Moss looked bad or didn't do well last week, but Moss is pretty decent and crafty. Diggs and Mike Williams hold. You're doing fine. That's a good team. As long as you can weather through and make the playoffs, pal, I really like your opportunity you got in front of you to do well. So I appreciate your super chat, Jose. Thank you very much. Michael, another big one, Michael. Appreciate you, pal. Overcome. Barkley. Let me hold on one second. Let me handle Michael's real quick. Trade Metcalf for Waller. Trade Metcalf for Waller. My wide receivers are Metcalf, Lamb, Diggs, AJ Brown, and AB. Woo! Yeah. Like, I'm all about trading Waller for people that need depth. We'll make these the last two questions, so I'm gonna end the music there. We're gonna go into these final two questions here. Appreciate everybody. Make sure you go to smitty1.com, click on the Spotify logo, and watch the Fantasy Football Show on Spotify. So Michael's question is trade Metcalf for Waller. I'm all about trading Waller away to get other pieces because most people that drafted Waller have very, very thin running backs and wide receivers, especially with the injuries, especially with all of the I'll try and do a rapid fire Q&A with some of the questions at the end real quick. But with your situation, bro, you've got the opposite going on. You got Lamb, Diggs, AJ Brown, AB. I'm trading for Waller in this situation if I'm you. Absolutely. I love this move for your team. I'd rather give up AJ Brown, to be honest, if you can. I'd probably rather give up AB over DK if you can. But if this guy's only set on this trade, I would still do this trade. You're not losing anything doing this move. You're only potentially gaining positional advantage when you aren't losing any positional advantage by most people that gain positional advantage by drafting Waller lose positional advantage at running back and wide receiver, maybe even quarterback, and they don't realize that. They think, oh, I got such a positional advantage, but you're losing at other places. You're in a position where you're not losing your positional advantage at wide receiver, but you are 100% gaining positional advantage at tight end. You will, in the end, explode past people if your other wide receivers step up. If AB continues to do well, if AJ Brown stays healthy, like you're going to ball out. Smitty, approve that all day long, Michael, and I appreciate your super chats all day, pal. You're the man. Barkley, and if you got follow-ups, send it on the text line, on the Hey Smitty text line. Michael, I got your responses for you. Just send them to me. And let's see here. Barkley and Thielen enough for Najee. Try. I would love if you landed Najee for that overcome. That would be phenomenal. Okay, speed round real quickly. Real quickly. Make sure your question's very fast. Aaron Jones and AB for Kamara and Deontay. I take Kamara and Deontay in probably a split second. It's not. I guess it's close, but for some reason I want to punch it on that quick. 145 in here, 143 likes. Thank you for manning that all day today, Terry. Appreciate you. Off the rope, flying elbow, ugh. Your Excellence, Aaron Jones, AB, got that one already. Thoughts on CMC when he comes back? I think we talked about that all show. I'm willing to take the chance in one or two leagues because I do a lot of leagues. If I had one league, I probably wouldn't even take the chance. It does smell a lot like last year, but I'm willing to take the chance because it's Christian McCaffrey. And we're assuming, we don't have any evidence that it's like last year. We just got a feeling that we're worried about it. Thank you, Legion. Terry Roberts, sell Jones or Zach Ertz. I don't know what we're talking about there. Who can I trade Jacobs and Chubb? MSK maybe. You know, it's tough. It's tough to say. I don't. Jacobs for, you know, I'm trying to trade. Like, would I do that for Kamara? Both those guys? Yeah. Would I do both those guys? Would I do Jacobs for CMC? Yeah. I'd do that and wait if I can afford to. Would I trade Jacobs for a wide receiver like DK or you know, Hopkins? Of course. Would I trade Chubb for a Justin Jefferson and a running back? Absolutely. Like, I'm doing all those things, but it's tough to say, like, in general, whether you should trade him. I need to know what. Aaron Jones for Cup, I take Aaron Jones, but it's arguable. Debo, Ridley, give me Ridley. Your Honor, Debo, Ridley, I go Ridley. Smitty, offer my Deontay Johnson and Edmonds for his Dalvin Cook. Of course, bro. Take a lap for even asking on that question. That's a ridiculous steal. Your Honor, Debo or Ridley, I already got you. You're in contempt of court for repeating yourself. Ridley. McKissick, Lockett, Bateman, start 2. Give me McKissick and Lockett. I'm not trusting Bateman yet. Amari Cooper for D-Hop. Pittman and Amari Cooper for D-Hop. What do I look like? An a-hole? Of course. Hopkins. Hopkins side by a mile. Hey, Smitty, offer my Deontay and Edmonds for his Dalvin Cook. I've already answered this one, too. Contempt. Contempt for having such a good trade, too. Thank you, Jack. I appreciate you. Booker and Fournette for J... I think that's J-Rob. It's coming through weird. I don't know. I apologize to the court. Court accepts your apology. Fournette for J-Rob. I think that's J-Rob. I take J-Rob right now, but it's arguable. Mike Williams, AJ Green for Adams in a heartbeat. Jose, in a heartbeat. Go get Adams, pal, if you can pull that off. Chuba for McLaurin. Give me McLaurin. J-Rob, then yes. Apology to the court. You're fine. You're fine, pal. The court is not mad at you. Okay. I'm going to go eat. I haven't eaten anything. I've only had this amount right down to here. That's it. I haven't had anything else at all in my body all day long. So Smitty's going to go eat. Metcalf for Ridley in Dynasty. I'd rather have Metcalf in Dynasty. Ridley's older. He's not super old, but he's older. So we're going to go ahead, and with all the questions that have been going on around him, I'm still buying, but DK, man. DK in Dynasty. Not a real tough one in my opinion. McLaurin or Diggs, you could argue this either way. If it's redraft, I'm taking Diggs. If it's Dynasty, you might want to consider McLaurin. Go eat, honorable judge. I will. I appreciate all of you. And guys, just so you know, 2 things before you leave, or 3 things before you leave. Please don't leave yet. Number one, I would like you all, Spotify, smitty1.com/Spotify, or in the description, I will have a link to it. Please go. In fact, let me link it right now and send it in the chat and pin it. I'm asking you guys, I'm asking you for a favor to give my Spotify video show some love. And I know some of you might think, oh, I'm watching it already here. It's different. I sometimes will post a similar content, but very rarely, like once or twice a week. On Spotify, anything with the Spotify logos, I'm dropping the link right now, and I'm going to pin it right now. Go watch the show on Spotify, because it's a video show, and I'm dropping exclusive video content that you can't find anywhere else. It's not on YouTube. When you see the green Spotify logos and the whole green layout, that is a Spotify exclusive video show, and we're going to blow up Spotify video. We're one of the only video shows on there. There's like Joe Rogan, and like I can't even find other video shows. We're so blessed to be a part of this early evolution on Spotify, and I'm just grateful to them for bringing us into the mix and being a part of this evolution. Spotify video, we're going to dominate fantasy football on Spotify. We're going to dominate fantasy football video on Spotify, but I do need your help. I do need your watches, your view counts. Go check it out. I appreciate it. I need your help. Your Excellence, Woods and Debo for DK, and Amari and DK. Easy. Contempt of court for asking and interrupting the judge while he's in the middle of a rant. So go watch Spotify. It's pinned. I need your help. Watch it weekly. Shows will drop all the time. It's a video show, but it's also a podcast. You can lock your phone and it turns into the audio form. It's a video optional show, but it's new content. If you like my content, you're getting content you're not getting over here on Spotify. Okay, that's enough about that. HeySmitty.com if you want to order my text advice. And then the last thing I'll say is I appreciate your likes. The likes help my channel a lot. No problem, Devin. The likes help my channel a lot. We grow a ton based on the likes. YouTube uses it to figure out what shows are the top shows, right? So the likes help a lot. What also help are those comments. If I missed your comment and I didn't answer your question, when this is done, not in the live chat, on the actual video, it'll start off with 0 comments. I get back to every question within the first 24 to 48 hours, at least 90% of them. Some might slip through the cracks, but I do my best to reply to every single question that gets asked to me within the first 24 to 48 hours. So if I missed your question, go right this second and ask a question and I will answer it. I will be on there for an hour trying to answer everybody initially. Then I come back tonight and I go through a wave of questions. So go now to the video. Once I click end, go to the main video, the replay of it, and ask a question. That's it. That's all I got to say. Appreciate all of you. Take it easy. You are my people. See you all Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. And I may go live tonight or tomorrow. Who knows? Emergency live stream. And Spotify, I'll be dropping a Spotify video either tomorrow or tonight on Spotify that will be Spotify exclusive. So get on over there later.